News alert as that new ban on refugees from certain countries is already causing some difficult legal challenges for the Trump administration. Refugees are being turned away at foreign airports before they even board planes to come here to America, and those arriving in the U.S., yes, are being detained, including 2 Iraqi men who were stopped late yesterday at JFK Airport right here in New York, including one who has been a U.S. government contractor for 10 years. One of those 2 Iraqi refugees, we're told, was released a short time ago. The other remains in detention. Brian Yennis is joining us now live from JFK Airport in Queens. And it's interesting, Brian, because Congressman Jerry Nadler's there. We're going to talk to him later this hour, a Democratic congressman jumping on this issue. It looks like maybe there's even some protests behind you. Give us a sense of what's happening on the scene.
Hi, Ed. Well, this is really the chaos that's resulting from just about 24 hours after this executive order was in place. There are a lot of questions as to who was allowed and who wasn't, a lot of clarity that was needed. And as you can see right now, there are about 100 protesters here outside JFK Airport precisely because of what you said. Essentially, you had 2 Iraqi men who landed here last night at JFK Airport who were immediately detained. 2 Iraqi men, according to their lawyers and to other rights groups, who had special immigrant visas. They already had their visas and were on their way into the United States and were detained. We also know that Nadler, Congressman Nadler, says that up to 10 others are being held here today. As for one of the Iraqi men who was released, his name is Hamid Khalid Darwish. He is 53 years old. He was an interpreter, an engineer, a contractor for the U.S. military in Iraq from 2003 to 2013. He was released this morning after the ACLU and other groups filed a federal lawsuit in court today. The other man who is now currently being held, his name is Hadir Samir Al-Shawi. He was granted a visa to reunite with his wife and his son in January 11th. His wife and his son have been in this country since 2014. And again, the Congressman Nadler says there are 10 others that are being held right now here at JFK. And we spoke to, or we have sound now, of Darwish, who was released just a few moments ago.
This is the soul of the America. Now this is what pushed me to move, leave my country and come here. And I'm very, very thankful to all the people who come to support me. Thank you very much. And always, when we are kids till now, we know America is the land of freedom.
When asked, he says that he likes Donald Trump, but he's not sure of this policy. That's what Darwish said to the press. Now, let's take a look right now at Trump's executive order. Under that executive order, there is a 3-month immigration ban from 7 Muslim nations. That's everybody. That includes those with green cards, and that is why immigration rights groups and other groups are asking that people do not leave the country at this time. There's also a temporary 4-month refugee ban, an indefinite ban of all Syrian refugees. And after all of this, refugees allowed into the U.S. will be cut from 110,000 allowed annually to 50,000. So that's what's happening right now. What you're seeing right now is activists and groups who are wondering what's next. You've got people with green cards and visas who are being detained or being told at their airports in other nations they can't board flights. And this is why they're out here. Ed?
Brian Yennis all over the story with that new information about maybe 10 more refugees being detained at JFK.